Hello, and welcome to glennzb TV, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world, and the world to New Zealand. And I just think we need to choose our language carefully. I need to choose my language carefully because most of my topics today are loosely around the terrible events of the Orlando nightclub shooting, but not really. Because there's nothing funny about what happened. So I'm not making fun of any of that, really. But I do want to say that calling somebody who kills 50 people and injures 53 others a lone wolf, that's too cool. People like this don't get to have cool nicknames like lone wolf. We should call them things like weirdo dickhead. I just can't help thinking if every time we refer to this loser as a weirdo dickhead instead of a lone wolf, it may discourage others from following in his footsteps. Or, trying to deny his inner gayness. If we said that every time we referred to him, would that be a deterrent at all? I just think it might help. I don't know. It's just an idea. I like that. I think that could stick. Don't describe them as lone wolf attacks. Describe them as weirdo dickhead attacks. And yeah, suddenly the cool factor's gone, isn't it, really? I've got an apology to make to Donald Trump. There's some words I never thought I'd hear coming out of my mouth. I'm really, 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 really sorry. I misjudged you this morning because, of course, he's been highly critical of Hillary Clinton doing her speeches using a teleprompter where he's so great off the cuff, apparently. And then he did one with a teleprompter the other day, of course. And so that sort of took the wind out of his own sails a little bit. But this morning, both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump tried to make as much political gain as they possibly could out of the tragic death of 50 people in true American political style. But whether Donald was reading from an auto cue or not, I'm not sure. But I assumed he was. And then when I saw him just stop talking and look like this for a long time, I thought, oh no, his teleprompter's broken down. That's really embarrassing. And then I went back to listen to what he was actually talking about at the time, and he was actually doing a moment's silence. So I felt that made me feel a bit bad, to be honest. So I'm sorry, Donald, I misjudged you. I do wonder if it's quite the right expression for when you're doing a moment's silence. I mean, I'm not saying that there is a right or a wrong expression, but looking like your teleprompter stopped working. It's hard for him, isn't it? Because he doesn't like not talking. I think that's what's going on there. So he's very uncomfortable. So when he has to do a moment's silence, it's like, God, don't put in the wall. I think that's what. It's a lot of pent up stuff there. I've got some serious LGBT anxiety off the back of the Orlando shootings as well. This is not really because I'm worried about further violence in the LGBT community. It's just I can never quite remember which order the letters are supposed to go in. I think I usually get it right, but I sometimes I wonder if I'm getting the G and the B around the wrong way. I meant that grammatically, not. I think we've all wondered if we're getting the G and the B around the right way in life, certainly in our teen years anyway. But the same thing happened to me with that band LMFAO, LM. You think you've got it right, and then you say it, and you're not quite sure you've got it around the right way. In fact, I got so flustered about that I actually printed it out twice because I wasn't even sure if I'd printed it out the first. Anyway. Finally, from our ever more popular than ever segment, what the hell are you wearing? It's also actually off the back of yesterday's segment of Who's in Charge in Orlando. We had governors, we had mayors, we had police chiefs, we had sheriffs, senators. There was definitely a couple of senators there. What I didn't think of yesterday, there were attorney generals. Man, there were a president. He was in the mix. But what I didn't have yesterday was a congressman or woman. Well, today, there we have Corin Brown there, and don't get me wrong, it's a great wig, but is it her wig, or is it somebody? Was there more than one person off camera who needed to quickly put on a wig, and she just grabbed the wrong one? It's interesting. I'm just saying. Not the only person wearing interesting things on the scene, of course. We've got the guy. You know how there's always there's like a favourite witness the news networks seem to have in these situations. This guy who got out unharmed, unscathed physically, Chris Henson, I think his name is, and he's been the go-to witness. I mean, there have been other witnesses, but this is the guy they keep coming back to, and I can't help thinking, is it because of the hat? Because I've seen him being interviewed on several networks several times, and he's had the hat on every time. And I'm wondering if he's being pressured to wear the hat, to be honest. Like, before they go on camera, oh, Chris, we're going to need the hat. So anyway, I just hope somehow we found a way through the darkness of Orlando there by just chipping away at the periphery, trying to introduce... I hope it's not inappropriate silliness. I hope it's just a little bit of silly relief in these troubled times. That's what I'm here for. I am glennzb. If you're offended, I apologise. Come back tomorrow. I'll probably offend you again over some other issue, to be honest. But thanks for having me up your Periscope anyway. I'll see you back here then.